All right.
Thanks, Kaylee.
So what's being done on Capitol Hill to get this common sense voter ID bill passed? No one's been a stauncher advocate than the co-author of the Save America Act, Utah Republican Senator Mike Lee. Senator Lee, I want to start by playing some comments for you from AOC. She said this yesterday. Here are the plans of Democrats.
When you have to meet a 60-vote threshold, nothing is real anymore. You're not really responsible for any consequential decisions outside of reconciliation. Let Lisa Murkowski take that vote on the SAVE Act. Let Susan Collins take that vote on the SAVE Act. I dare you. I dare you. Call the question. Get rid of the filibuster.
Okay.
And let them be responsible for their own decisions.
That's their plan, Senator Lee.
Yeah, look, it sounds to me like AOC is coming awfully close to endorsing the plan to nuke the zombie filibuster and then pass the Save America Act. Look, there are a couple ways that you can accomplish this. One, of course, is to continue to debate until every senator has either physically exhausted themselves or until every senator has exhausted his or her right to speak under the Senate rules. Then you call the question at a simple majority. The other approach is to just nuke the filibuster and do the whole thing at 51 from the outset. Look, I strongly prefer the first option, but either way, we've got to get to the question on this because, Kaylee, Americans overwhelmingly support the need for voter ID. They overwhelmingly support the need to verify citizenship from those registered to vote in this country. The Save America Act would make sure that both of those pieces are taken care of. That's why the overwhelming majority, a supermajority of Republican voters, of Democrat voters nationwide, want this passed and even want it passed before the midterm elections. And that cuts across the board in people of both political parties. The only place where this is even remotely controversial is in the halls of Congress with Democrats in the halls of Congress. That's why we've got to get this done to make our elections safe and secure again.
Senator Lee, and here's what Democrats say about the Save America Act. Let's roll Kamala Harris.
The SAVE Act that they keep pushing. So what that would do is for new registrants to vote, to prove your identity, you'd have to have a birth certificate or a passport. Well, passports cost at least $100 to get. So can you say poll tax?
Is it a poll tax to check IDs?
Absolutely not. A poll tax is something you have to pay in order to be able to vote. Obviously, Kamala Harris hasn't read the Save America Act. If she had read it, she would see that on page 12, starting at line 22, we make provisions for people who can't find their documents, never had them to begin with, or had their documents eaten by their dog or burned to the ground by an invading vandal. And it says that all you have to do, if you don't have any documents, you fill out the basic facts surrounding your birth. And if you're a natural-born citizen, establish the circumstances that entitle you to birthright citizenship. If you're naturalized, then you'd write out a basic affidavit establishing roughly when and where and how you became naturalized as a citizen. I disagree with every single word in her sentence, including the words but, and the. She clearly hasn't read it, or if she has read it, she is lying.
Senator Lee, Harmeet Dillon told me she's requested the voter rolls from every state, and while red states have turned them over, Democrats will not. She wants to find the dead people on the rolls, illegal immigrants. Why won't these states turn them over?
One has to wonder, Kaylee, whether those states have something to hide, whether they're worried that maybe what they'll discover is that they've got a whole lot more registered voters than they do voting age members of their own population. Perhaps in some of these states, they've become addicted to the idea that not only do they have registered non-citizens or registered dead people on their rolls, but they also allow ballot harvesting and routinely have people coming through and collecting these by the dozens, if not by the hundreds or the thousands, filling them out and then submitting them en masse in order to rig the outcome of elections. This is why we need the Save America Act, not only to preserve the security of our elections, but also the perception of the security of our elections. Increasingly, Democrats deny that election fraud happens. And yet, Kaylee, that thing that they say never happens, it has a way of happening a lot. And we keep uncovering more and more evidence that it's occurring. Already, just in the few voter registration files that have been reviewed by the Department of Homeland Security, overwhelmingly by red states that have voluntarily submitted their information, they've found tens of thousands of non-citizens registered to vote. We believe that there are many tens, if not hundreds of thousands more, and we've got to get them off of our voter rolls.
Senator Lee, thank you so much. Appreciate having you as always.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.